I'm a student of linguistics and I opted for philosophy of language in my previous semester, and it altered my brain chemistry. I asked myself that does language give shape to thought, or does thought give rise to language? Now, this cause and effect relationship has been debated about many times in both philosophy and linguistics, but I'd like to visualize the intricate pattern of language and thought as a continuous loop where thought exist as a concept in a mental level. All right, a mental level concept, let's just simplify it like that. So if a concept exists in our mental state, humans need language to express it. This aligns with linguistic determinism, the strongest point of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. While many students of modern linguistics disagree and disapprove linguistic determinism because it is too restricting, as linguistic determinism says that language determines the way we think and the way we perceive reality. So in contrast, this view is contested in favor of a weaker notion of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, and by weaker, it does not mean that it's not better. As George Carlin wrote, that we think in language, and so the quality of our thoughts and ideas can only be as good as quality of our language. Now, I'm going to pause this conversation right here, and I'm going to redirect it into a different version. That was my motive of making this video. It has been better explained in my article that recently got published in a blog. So if you're interested in reading it, please comment article and I'll send it to you. What I was talking about in my article is that language must be paired with concrete efforts to build meaningful changes. When we're talking about language and thought is expressed using language, right? So what happens there? A thought, that concept or that idea, does it just stop at a linguistic stage, or do we really need a physical manifestation of the words expressed? I'll give you an example here, that when we are writing something in an academic setting, and if I create a sentence that says there was a student, he was very shy, all right, and we're not yet sure about the character or the subject. So what we are encouraged to do is that we have to write there was a student and they were shy. So what exactly is happening here? How does changing or replacing one single pronoun talk about a greater social problem such as gender inequality itself? All right, how does it manifest in the idea of feminism? Now, as a student of linguistics, I am a frontline advocate of bringing change through language, and I do believe that it is the most powerful tool of all. But if we talk practically, not idealistically, I know that after bringing linguistic awareness, we need to delve into performative linguistics, where we have to physically manifest the words and the language that we're using. So if we keep meddling with linguistic arguments only, the social problems and the taboos will remain there. What happens in Pakistan when we talk about feminism, when people make slogans or chant certain phrases, the problem remains there. We don't see a bigger and a better change in our community, do we? And it has been going on since years. So this is where performative linguistics comes into play, where we require breaking out of a loop and pairing our linguistic expressions with concrete efforts in order to build change and bring revolution.